From a distance, the village of Safranwit appears like specks of coloured candy placed upon a shelf. Hidden deep along a narrow, sheltered inlet, its colourful homes rise with the exposed granite slopes of the area. Remote settlements like this one are dotted right along the Greenland coast. Many of them are home to just a few dozen people, but they're slowly shrinking in population as climate pressures and economic considerations mount. From the highest vantage point in the settlement of about 100 people, wind whips across this landscape. Hunterak Olsen has spent years of his life looking out across this view. Beyond the small cemetery where his ancestors are buried, and out to a place that for 4,000 years has been a central meeting place. For generations, families left Safranwit each summer to hunt inland towards Greenland's remarkable ice sheet. Olsen, a 69-year-old fisherman and boat guide who grew up here, wonders if that will continue. He worries about the less predictable sea ice, the shifting fish stocks that mean his catch has been poor this year, and the young people drawn away for education and employment.
Yeah, we have less ice in the winter time. Normally, when I was young, we could go by dog sledging all the way to the town on the fjord. Today is nearly impossible. I think they're more interested in possibilities of education and more modern life. Of course, we have internet here, but there's a lot of more possibilities in the towns.
Climate change is accelerating many of the pressures that Greenland's remote settlements were already facing. Rising temperatures are interfering with Greenland's seasonal patterns, the movements of animals and marine life, and the human activities that rely on them. The Arctic is warming around 4 times faster than the global average, transforming coastlines, ecosystems, and weather patterns across the high north. And Greenland's ice sheet is melting faster than almost anywhere on Earth. Climate change is reshaping not only Greenland's landscape, but also its place in the world. US President Donald Trump has thrust the world's largest island into the global spotlight, with repeated calls to bring the territory under American control. As the planet warms and pressure on natural resources grows, experts say the Arctic will become increasingly central to global competition over land, water, and critical minerals.
The climate is changing rapidly, very much. It's affecting almost everywhere you are in Greenland, but I don't know if concern is the right way to say it. We have to learn to adapt to our new environment.
The seasons are no longer predictable. We can't count on them. I think we're going to see a future where things drastically change, even more than we have seen now.
Outside the city of Sisimiut, a summer snowstorm briefly turns the Arctic Circle Trail white. The famous route leads 160 kilometres inland towards the Greenland ice sheet, through a landscape increasingly shaped by unpredictable conditions.
It's a very changing environment. You can see it's snowing right now, it's end of June, and days like these we can just wake up to snowfall. Next 2 hours later is fully sun, the snow is gone, and people are out running and going to the beaches.
Snow didn't come until very late this winter. It brought about a sense of communal gloom through long periods of darkness.
People get depressed, people get anxious, people get a bit more just sad in general, because even though that it's dark here, the light we get is just greatly reflected by the snow, even the moonlight and the stars.
There are financial costs too, as the economy shifts increasingly away from traditional hunting and survival on the land towards international tourism. Unreliable snow over the past winter forced William Olsen to cancel multiple dog sled trips for tourists in Sisimiut. A centuries-old form of transport has evolved into a business, catering to curious visitors that also relies heavily on weather forecasts.
When I was little, it was, I can see the difference. When I was the kid, there's always snow, a lot of snow. Right, this year, it's very different. We have almost no snow, so we could barely go on a dog sledding, so it was really challenging. Yeah. They are important because they are the main source of surviving in Greenland, because when you have to travel in winter, you travel with the dogs. Dog sledding, it's the main transportation back in the day, and that's why they have survived for hunting. We want to take the history with us in the future and hoping to do so for many years.
Inuit communities have survived by responding to changing seasons and landscapes for thousands of years. But modernity is calling many, and it means abandonment of the more remote settlements in many cases. Greenland has history with the compulsory closure of some of its smaller villages during the Danish colonial era. Today's exodus tells a different story.
I mean, what happens with the settlement is that they're going to dwindle away and turn into ghost towns. It's happened before through forced closing down of settlements and forced migrations. This is more like a sifts. They're just oozing out of the local community because they're seeking services and employment elsewhere.
Leaders say that despite the various pressures, this way of life should be protected.
The most healthy way of living in Greenland is by having all those small settlements. If we don't have them, who's going to provide for the rest of the area? We never should forget the smaller settlements and the smaller cities. We also have to focus on them.
In Sisimiut, at an artisan workshop for local craftspeople, along small shelves and tables sit figurines carved from walrus tusk, reindeer antler, and narwhal horn. All of these are items steeped in traditional hunting culture in Greenland. But the artisans are aging. Today, much of their work is made for tourists arriving by cruise ship. In a few years, these veteran sculptors and knitters may not be around, but many don't want their children carrying on the tradition.
I think it's best for them. They go at school and learn it, so I hope it's not coming down here and learn this.
But in Safanwit, Hansarak Olsen holds some optimism that the village can thrive into the future. He believes it will take a shift in mindset and a willingness to do things differently, even if it goes against tradition.
I think these children want to stay here and build up, raise the population again. Of course, they are open for tourists. They also participate on trophy hunting. Some of families are interested in opening a cafe or hostel here to welcome more tourists.
Greenland has always been a place that moves and bends with the seasons, with the light, the tides, and the wind. Now it faces a different kind of transformation, driven by a warming climate, growing international attention, and a rapidly changing Arctic.